Have you ever wondered whether there are more creatures out in the world that go beyond scientists' field of study? Creatures that are like living legends from folklore. Well, my name is Arun, and today I'm going to be talking about cryptids. You may be wondering, what are cryptids? Well, cryptids are creatures that are classified as unknown. The word cryptid comes from the Greek word krypto, meaning hide, after the word cryptozoology, meaning hidden animal. Cryptids could be real, but many critics say otherwise. There have been many reports of people finding scientific cryptid evidence from weird strands of hair, taxable remains. You may think that cryptids are just mythical creatures in different cultures, but there have been many animals who were once considered cryptids that are now part of the animal kingdom. For example, the ancient fish that used to live alongside the dinosaurs, the coelacanth, was spotted by many people when scuba diving, but real scientific evidence proving its existence was never found. It stayed that way until 1938, when a live one was found off the coast of East London, Africa. More and more scientists started looking for them, and ever since this cryptid has been known as a living fossil. There are many different cryptids whose origins are from all over the world. Some cryptids are very famous, like the legendary Bigfoot, the Yeti, Mothman, and El Chupacabra. These cryptids are very famous because of the many stories and sightings of these creatures that make people wonder whether they're real. Some wonder whether the evidence supporting them is real, and this leads to controversy between people and scientists. But some cryptids, like the big cats of Britain and the buru, are only local cryptids in their home countries and don't cause that many debates because of the lack of evidence. Like I said, cryptozoologists, or scientists that search for cryptids, still debate about a lot of pieces of evidence, some that are very old, others that are fairly new. Though they still debate about whether their evidence is real, they can use different tools to determine which pieces of evidence are fake. For example, if they have a piece of evidence like hair, they could use the process of DNA extraction. This process takes some time because of all the steps involved, like breaking open the cells to release the DNA and separating the DNA from proteins and other cellular debris. After all of these steps, scientists finally get to see whether their piece of evidence is from a known animal or something far more interesting. Scientists can also use footprint matching for any footprints they can find. For this, scientists have to make a mold of the print, analyze it, and then they could compare it to different animal prints to see if it matches. But for other pieces of evidence like photos and videos, it's harder for scientists to determine whether they're real or not. For example, take a look at this video. This video is of a supposed Bigfoot call, and this could easily be a gust of wind, so that's why scientists have to analyze their photo or video very carefully instead of just making an assumption. The same goes for sounds. If scientists get sent weird sounds or noises, possibly from a cryptid, they have to analyze the sound or noise very carefully, and then they could compare it to different noises of wildlife. You may be wondering where scientists get all of this evidence, and that's where cryptozoologists like Christian McLeod, founder, director, and lead investigator of the actual Cryptid Society, come in. Christian McLeod is very good at his job and has made a lot of amazing discoveries along his quest to find the existence of cryptids. There are many cryptid sightings around the world. One of the first cryptid sightings was in 565 AD by St. Columba, an Irish monk. He wrote in his biography about when he was at Loch Ness Lake, and all of a sudden a giant serpent sprang out of the water and tried to drag him into the lake. This could easily be a large eel or some marine reptile, but many cryptozoologists still debate about the sighting. In 1819, there was a sighting of Champ, or Champy the serpent, in Lake Champlain. This serpent is kind of like the Loch Ness monster that St. Columba saw regarding its appearance. In 1820, the year right after, Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon's brother, was out hunting in New Jersey, when all of a sudden a Jersey devil flew out of the trees and started following him. In 1966, a couple was driving down a road near a World War II TNT plant, and all of a sudden a tall black figure with huge wings and red eyes swooped down and started chasing them. This cryptid was later known as the Mothman. In 1967, the famous Patterson-Gimlin film was shot, showing one of the most famous cryptid sightings of Bigfoot. There are many cryptids that have different versions of themselves in different countries. For example, in the Himalayas, there might be yetis, which are Sasquatch-like creatures with white hair and big feet, and supposedly roam the mountains and are spotted by locals. In China, there might be creatures called Yarans, which are like yetis, but except they have reddish-orangish hair. And lastly, in America, people report seeing the famous Bigfoot in mountains and forests, and it's covered in brown hair and has big feet, kind of like the Yeti and the Yeren. Scientists relate all of these three Sasquatches to an extinct species of bipedal ape, Gigantopithecus. This species of ape has a human-like appearance, walks on two legs, and is covered in hair, so it's kind of like a living Sasquatch. Cryptids have always been a mystery to the world, and they still are. We will never know whether there are more creatures beyond our zoology textbooks, and this specific topic of study will always be a worldwide subject up for debate. It will always interest people because of the mysterious evidence and unknown mysteries that supports the question, are cryptids real? The existence of cryptids remains a mystery for now. Thank you for watching my capstone. Be sure to check out my blog or scan this QR code, which also leads to my blog, to learn more about my capstone experience. Thank you.